Hey my dear pirates, you are on channel Straw Hat's One Piece Theories, and in today's video we are going to talk about the legendary sword of the Pirate King Gul D. Roger, the Ace Sword. According to Kaido's words, the force that truly dominates the seas is not the powers that come from the devil fruits but haki, and Kaido says this based on how powerful Roger's haki was. Roger actually had such powerful haki to the point of blackening the blade of his sword that is considered one of the 12 supreme grade weapons. However, where did Roger's sword go? Is he with Im-sama? And following Kaido's words, will Luffy one day seek and find this sword and master it like the former Pirate King Gul D. Roger? Or will Luffy, if he finally finds the Ace Sword, hand it over to Zoro, who is the swordsman of his crew? Well, we're going to analyze all this in today's video. So if you want to be a pirate king like me and achieve eternal glory, go ahead and press the like button with all the power of your devil fruit. And if you're new here my dear sailor, already subscribe to the channel and don't forget to activate the notifications bell so you don't miss any new video, okay? Then join this crew that will dominate the entire Grand Line and the New World. Now without further ado, let's get to this epic video. And well my dear pirate, Gul D. Roger's saber, or sword, was with him on the day of his execution, and being one of the most powerful swords in the One Piece universe, his disappearance ended up raising many doubts for us fans of this magnificent work. And these doubts increased even more after Im-sama appeared and stuck a blade in the image of Poseidon, Blackbeard and Luffy, and when the image opens in a larger plan we can see a saber very similar to the saber of Gul D. Roger. So after eliminating the Pirate King, the world government and Im-sama took Ace for himself? Well, this theory is very interesting, but unfortunately it is just a theory, because if we pay attention, the sword has a different guard hand than Roger's sword, and we also have to take into account that in the empty throne itself there are several swords and sabers, swords that which were carved into the throne after the founding of the world government. Then I believe that the sword of Roger would not be with Im-sama. And I know you must be wondering right now, but if Roger died with his sword, how could he prevent the world government from stealing his sword after his death? Well, the answer to that question is very simple, my dear pirate. I believe that the sword that Roger carried was a false sword. After all, Roger was already sick, he was already dying, and he himself said that his greatest treasures and riches were in Laugh Tale, his greatest treasures were with One Piece. So thinking this way, it is possible that Roger left his Ace Sword on the last island of the Grand Line. Especially because, if we stop to analyze one detail, I don't believe it was a coincidence that his name Espada had the same name as his son, right? Roger probably named his son Ace after the name of his sword, and as it is one of the 12 supreme grade swords, naming his son after something that conveyed so much power makes a lot of sense. And if that's true, we have to think about Roger's emotions. He wouldn't let the world government take the sword whose name was the same as his son's. That would be a huge dishonor for him and his son's name. So yes, I believe Roger had a copy of his sword made and left the real one with One Piece. And if she's with the treasure in Laugh Tale, that's where Luffy will find her. I imagine how fantastic it would be if Luffy used the same sword that the Pirate King once wielded. After all, we've already seen Luffy use a sword, the Nidai Kitetsu, although he didn't know how to use it like a true swordsman in truth. But seeing him learn to wield sabers and swords would be very interesting. This would be a clear reference to Roger and also Nika, who, in addition to being illustrated using a spear, we can clearly see that the liberator of peoples also used a sword. And since Kaido mentioned that the true power that dominates the seas and the world is the power of haki, I wonder how it would be if Luffy put all the power of his haki into a powerful sword like Roger's Ace Sword, even more if only he could mix his haki with the power of his devil fruit. But before you think that it's just a representation of being able to see Luffy using Roger's sword, I would say that you are completely wrong, because if it is confirmed that Roger named his son after his sword, I can't see anything else fair than Luffy carrying the sword that bears the name of his older brother. Of course, Luffy could find the sword of Roger and leave it to Zoro. That would be a great demonstration of how much Luffy cares for his friend. After all, when he was in possession of the Nidai Kitetsu, Luffy didn't let Zoro take it at all, so this time he could deliver Ace to his first mate and right arm. Also because Zoro will become the greatest swordsman in the world, so it would be interesting if he also had the sword of the former king of pirates with him, the great sword Ace, one of the 12 swords of supreme grade. But now I want to know your opinion about everything we commented here today. Do you also believe that the sword of Gul D. Roger is in the Laugh Tale? If Luffy finds it, will he use it or leave it to Zoro? But of course, If you made it this far, it's because you like the content, so it doesn't hurt to subscribe to our channel and become one more member of our fleet, my dear sailor. And of course, do not forget to press the like button, that helps a lot in spreading the video and the channel, so help us to become the largest fleet of pirates here on YouTube, okay? A big hug for everyone, and until the next video.